And I'm live. I know, and I'm live early. I know I said 1:45, but it's a little bit earlier than that. I've actually got the paints that I need to hand for a change. Although I do have a feeling that I have forgotten something. What have I forgotten? I always get that feeling. I always forget something. Always something. So before people start coming in, I've just remembered what it is, and it's my gloves and my cup of coffee. So let's go get that first. That's better. Wearing my gloves. Gloves are underneath. Yeah. Gloves is underneath the desk. Are you laughing at me blowing my glove up? Oh, the medium gloves, and my hands are too big for medium gloves, but I couldn't get any large ones, so mediums it is. So I've got paint all over my hands, which is a usual one for me. Yeah, come on. Go on. Get in there. I suppose we've done all this before. I say, I come up early thinking, yeah, I'm ready. And then I sit down, go live, and then realise, no. Story of my YouTubing life. Oh, that was a clever thing to do. Rip that glove. But it's the fingers that I want to cover, so that's all right. Okay. So to pick out the lights and the gauges, I'm going to be using off-white, an ivory colour. However, I do have a proposal which I should actually sort myself out so it's ready just in case. I'll put that off-white on there first, and we will just go have a quick look for, I think it was Bricky on YouTube. Let's go have a quick look for him while I'm waiting for people to come in. Yeah, there it is. So let's click on that and get rid of the advert. Skip ads, skip trial, pause that, skip trial, unmute it. Then I realized that now I'm not actually going to be able to. Am I going to be able to hear that? Opera tab. Aha. So cool. No, 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 no. Remove. Don't want that on you. But that's there because, yeah. I hope that's right now. I think that's right. Okay. So we'll start with going through. Now I'm using a very, very small brush on this one. This is my, I see you won't even focus on the tips. It's ridiculous. This is a 3-0. The reason I've got to use a 3-0 is on these very lovely little models, you can see all these nice little gauges here. Well, they actually have, see, even this small brush is too much, far too much. But I couldn't find my 5-0. So I'm just going to paint it in with this one. And then go back over with the silver if I mess up too much. I do apologise if there's any television in the background. Move that so we can actually see what I'm doing. And this is just ridiculously small. Why I feel the need to paint all this in, I don't know. But I do. I mean, they're really, really tiny, these things. So just on this one, there's 6 dials in here. Or pressure gauges. Or things with moving needles, whichever way you want to call it. So, I mean, I've got a feeling I've made a complete mess of them. You can't even see because of the brightness of that light. But I need it that bright, otherwise I can't see. The reflection off the metallic parts is getting a bit silly. Okay, so there's 6 gauges there and another 2 down at the bottom. Down here. Now I'm doing this really, really wrong because I'm supposed to have something to lean on, keep my hand steady. So in this case, I'm going to lower it back down to the desk. Okay, so there's at least 8 on the front of one of these generators. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, and then the light. I'm really got to be careful because what I don't want to do is get the bits in between, but I want to go right up to the edges on them. It becomes stupid with the size of these sometimes. So there we go. Let's see what we can get done without hopefully having to clean up. Nope. It doesn't really matter if you're overly messy because you can go back and clean it up afterwards. However, the less cleanup you have to do, the better, really. Now I'm like, I'm going to have to ask a favour. Could you get my glasses for me, please? In front of the fan. Yes, I'm going to be wearing my glasses on this one because I can barely see these things. It's so tiny. In case you're wondering what I'm painting, see that little light there? I'm painting all the little things that are in the middle of it white, so I can go back over it with the yellow. Problem is, they're small. They are really small. So yeah, my eyes are so I can get away with it sometimes. This time I'm not going to be able to do anything without glasses. So here they come, hopefully. Aha! Perfect timing. Thank you. Oh god, I've not worn them for so long they need cleaning. Thank you. So let's give the glasses a little bit of a clean. Fit them on underneath my headphones. That's better. Hey, I can see now. I can see clearly now that I can paint. I can see all the things that I've messed up on. That's as you know when you're getting serious when you're having to wear glasses. How you doing, Blake? In fact, Blake, how much do you know about this hobby that I do? I'm having a good day. However, I would like to make it a little bit better. You guys have introduced me to so many things. And this is pretty much my major hobby. So I would like to introduce you all to it. Problem is or anyone of you who's interested. I do have a little video backstage. I would like it's kind of an introduction, a reaction thing, um, where it'll introduce you to the factions that are in this game that I play. I'm waving this around like it's a toy. Technically, it is, I know, but still. Um, I would love to hear your thoughts and comments on some of the factions. Now, it will be another YouTuber's video that I will be showing. So I'm not sure how copyright would go on it. But if you're interested and you want to pop up, just say I'll put the link in. In fact, I'm just going to put the link in anyway. But I'm gonna have to open up that first, aren't I? Because I'm an idiot and I haven't got my own YouTube channel going. And that's the thing. I would like you to actually join me up here if you don't mind. You may have one or two questions, and at least I'll be able to answer them for you. Oh dear, my phone's going bleep 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 bleep. Why is my phone going bleepity bleep bleep? Because I don't want that. Go away. I don't want that. Go away. I don't want that. Go away. Go away. Stop. Oh no, you're using something. Right, okay. Fine, you can stay. Let's get rid of that. So if you want to join, I have this set up, but it's like an hour-long video. How old's your cousin? Because though I got into this hobby when I was young, I've been in it Okay, it might be a little bit too much for that age. If you would have said like 13, 14, I would have been like, yeah, they might even like it. But no, 7-year-old, not quite old enough for this yet. Especially seeing they do swear on that video. What I'll do is I'll send you a link. However, I'm not using Facebook at the minute, so it's a little bit difficult for me to get a message to you. Can't seem to find you on anything else, so I'm not sure how I'm going to get that to you. The other way is, obviously, you could post a comment on my Facebook page or on YouTube, and I could link you up that way. But it's something I would like to introduce you all to, just so you have a little bit more of an understanding of what I do and what I'm painting and what's probably what kept me off the drugs and out of jail, to be quite honest, with the area that I grew up in. And obviously it's a great love of mine. I've been doing it for decades now. I think I'll be better at painting it by now, having done it for decades. But yeah, well, I'm not that great. Not having the most brilliant motor functional skills doesn't help either. There's 1, 2, 3, 5 gauges on the back of this. 8 on the front, 2 lights. So let's see, does that can I actually see them? That silver's far too bright. If we get it in an angle. Yeah, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gauges. And then 2 lights and 8 gauges on the front of that one. Awesome. So we've got that one. That one needs a second coat on the skull though. This one's had the second coat on the skull, so it looks a little bit brighter and more vibrant on it. I've still got to get this extremely tiny, ridiculously small brush into these pressure gauges. Try not to curl my brush up at the same time. This is just, why have I got a feeling of missed skull? No, the other skulls are on these ones. There's one there and there's one there. So yeah, I've got them skulls to do yet as well. Thank you for reminding me on that one. Otherwise I probably would have overlooked them. Oh, you've gone in watery and thick. How the hell have I managed that one? So either too washed out or too thick usually, but this one seems to be half and half. Maybe I've got my paint consistency right for it. First time for everything. Paint consistency is very, very crucial when you're doing this, especially when you've got tiny little sections with bars over it. I mean, who puts a mesh over a light, really? It just doesn't make sense to me. But I didn't design these models. I don't think I honestly could design these models. I've had a go at Blender, and yeah, it's not for me. I mean, a few years ago, I used to be able to use Milshape. I actually made the Ragnarok from Final Fantasy VIII to import into Freelancer. Well, that was a very long time ago. And I can't remember how to increase vertices and all the other stuff that you need to do to be able to manipulate a plane. If I can remember that, I should be all right, but I just can't seem to remember how to do it. Otherwise, I might actually give a go at 3D modeling. I don't mean modeling myself in a 3D thing, because damn, that's just going to be ugly. I would like to learn how to 3D model again. Milkshake was really, really easy. Blender just is the same thing, just very complicated. Very complicated. I'm not quite sure how that works. Let me see. I would put that description video up while I'm doing this, but I'll need it more as a reaction video. I know what's going on, so I won't talk over much of it because I've already listened to and put it through that way. I know what's going on. How you doing, Brian? You all right, mate? So it'll be a bit of a waste of time for me to react to something I already know about. Oh, I've got to stop that pausing in the middle of sentences. Sound like Ross from Friends. He's a dick of a character. Also got to remember to stay within the camera, just so I can kind of see. Come on, focus. Focus. Nope, fine. Stupid phone. No. And getting that all over where I don't want it. I think I've got the camera set up wrong for being left-handed, you know. Probably should have put it on the other side. But this may be the last time I get to use this arm, so I'm not going through all the effort of just changing it around, because I've got to take it down tomorrow anyway. It's not good. Nice. Day off is always good. Day off is always fun. It's just the dread of the next day, knowing you got to go back to the damn place. I got that one a lot smoother than I got this one. How? See, this is why I still need practice, because my actual painting is very inconsistent. Yeah, missed two. Pressure gauge down here. Come on. Pressure gauge down there. As I said, I've got the video set up if anyone wishes to join, but as I said, at the moment that you're babysitting for people who are probably going to kick your backside on Fall Guys, including the 7-year-olds. Should get them on it. They might increase your rank a little bit. An idea of what I'm doing. I'm painting scenery for the game Warhammer 40,000, which is a tabletop battle game consisting of pre-built armies of equivalent, well, supposed to be equivalent power and size. And you duke it out over 5 turns, scoring objectives, killing off your opponent's units, trying not to get wiped off the board. Not as easy as it sounds. Some armies are particularly good at taking you out off the board at range, and if you're not prepared for it, then you're gonna lose. You're just gonna get your backside kicked entirely. The faction I use is a reasonable all-rounder. They're okay at close combat, they're okay at ranged. They usually specialize more in ranged, but they're okay in close combat, particularly well armored. Basically the poster boys for the game. I just don't paint them in the colours. You've got lots of 40k books. Cool. Well, yeah, I play the game. That goes with it. I don't have any of the characters you would have read about because I make my own chapter. So if you are familiar with any of the Warhammer 40,000 universe, the Space Marine chapters usually come under, there was 20, 2 died, half switched. So he's 9 loyalists and 9 traitors. The main loyalists being the Ultramarines, the Dark Angels, the White Scar, Ultramarines, Dark Angels, White Scars, Raven Guard, Salamanders, Iron Hands. We're up to 7 Iron Hands. Imperial Fists. And it's going to be somebody screaming at me for the last one. And I can't remember who they are. Oh, Blood Angels. How could I forget the Blood Angels? Yeah, the Blood Angels. They're the loyalist chapters that most people will generally go for. Each one has a distinct colour scheme and distinct playstyle. Me being me and just likes to be awkward, I've decided to create my own chapter, which is the Stone Dragons. Yes, there is only one D in there. So whether you have it Stone Dragons or Stoned Dragons is entirely up to you how you wish to pronounce it. But yeah, that's my specific chapter that I get to choose my own colours, I get to choose the layouts and call on all the special names that I want. In fact, Blake, I don't believe I've named a character after you. Do you prefer melee or do you prefer ranged, my friend? Well, that's the great thing. It's ways means that you don't have to have the talent. Hell no, I haven't got the talent. Some people think I do, but that's in the same way that somebody who can't pick up a pencil and draw a circle will think that anyone who can is an amazing artist. However, that amazing artist might not think they are because, well, he's drawing a circle at the end of the day, and it's not really that difficult. Whether or not that's me showing off is a different matter. Where's my phone buzzing again? I'm going to have to sort this out because it's also on my camera as well, so it's getting rather irritating now. Right, what's that? Go away, go away, go away, go away, go away. My phone is burning. Ow. That is just nearly... Ow. That's getting hot. I might have to stop using my phone as a... Oh, it's a nice skull. Or half a skull anyway. Let's get it the right way around, you absolute muppet. Yeah, that's some of my work, and that's alright. My work's not exactly. Look, there's far better out there, and I've still got to give all mine a wash. Still got to go over everything with a wash. So I've got my Agrax Earthshade and my normal oil, which is pretty much got to cover everything that I've used. Everything I've painted, everything I've done needs to have those put over here. Once it's like that, for instance, the green, and then obviously it blends into the silver, a couple of brass parts, but then I've got all this detailing at the bottom down here that I need to do. So I might end up doing brass rims or even brass canisters. I might do red canisters, I'm not sure yet. That's why it's still the way it is. And then you've got all those brass parts that are just going over the metal bits, but then I've got all these vents here that I've got to frigging do. But tonight is tiny little pressure dials. Those tiny little things there is painting the white part of them so that they can then have a dot of red, a slight line of green, and show whether or not something's a little bit too high pressured or give it a hint of realism. Hopefully. If anything ever actually turns out the way I want it to when I'm painting, it would be a miracle. Most of the time it doesn't. It gets close, but I've got to put in a lot more practice just to, like, I've covered the needle on there, for instance. So I'm going to have to go back through with something incredibly thin just to sort that needle out, which is not good. Not good at all. I'm my own critic on that, Bri. Biggest critic of myself is me. I'm not good enough, therefore I need to be better. I suppose it's the same with like playing guitar or music, like having a musical instrument. You practice and you practice and you practice because you always want to get better. You always want to get better. It's the same thing with this. You learn new techniques, you learn new ways of doing things. So you try the technique out, find out if it works for you. Then when you find out it doesn't, you try a different technique. And my favorite technique is dry brushing because it covers so much so quickly. I mean, the majority of this work I've done on all these has been dry brushed. So the reason you can't see most of it because it's all shiny and silver is because I've dry brushed a lot of it just all over, just with silver to get rid of that matte black finish, just so it's a little bit more definition where it needs it. And then it gives me a starting point to go, right, okay, now I can start putting color in that bit, and I don't like that bit being all that black. Paint dries so quickly. I was using a wet palette as well for it, just in case you can't see. The wet palette is there. Using a wet palette does help your paint go a lot further, but even though as soon as it gets on the brush and starts drying, you just can't use it until you've rinsed your brush off. Go back and get some more paint. God dang it. Right, where's my clean brush, quick. There we go. Whew. That was close. I almost had a really big mistake there. Keep that damp brush to one side just in case I need it again in a minute. Okay, so that's 3 valves done on there. And the skull done on the bottom. Put you there for a second while I sort that one out. Skull done on that one, and 3 valves. Now for Bluey. Bluey doesn't have a skull at the bottom. Bluey's got a fan. But I've already done the vent. Oh, cool. I'm moving along quicker than I thought I was going to. As soon as I've got the ivory out, though, do need to redo this skull. So let's get the old chisel brush out. Just wipe a little bit off. Coming from the top there. Just get a nice flat colour on it. This is an old brush. It's going to get thrown away very soon, or at least changed into a dry brush anyway. While it's still usable, let's make use of it. That's me broken rule number 1, which is always paint in the same direction. And I just went up and then across. See? I'm an idiot sometimes. But it's a little bit more full now. Like, wow, that is really bright. Right. You need to dry before I can go into anything else. The other colour. The other colour is going to be vents. So it's going to be silver, I think. And then silver, and then I might go with a blue speed paint over the top, just to give it like a plasma type glow. How long have that lot taken? To do all the dry brushing on silver now, it's what, 2 of these, 3 of these, as well as these 3, which took me to dry brush them all silver and get them to a degree that I like them. It took me last stream. The blue and green that I did on these, so that's the blue silo and that's the green silo. I did last night. Went round to my brother's because he does these as well, and essentially I was asking him which colours does he think looks best. We kind of came to a unanimous decision that the greens are more in keeping with the tone that we want for when we lay out the scenery, because we kind of combine everything we've got to make more. But I wanted the blue to be different because it's the one with the hatch on the top, whereas both the greens have a vent. You see, slightly different. So the blue's the one with the hatch on it, and the greens come up with a vent. So we can kind of differentiate between this one's a waste silo, this one could be a water silo, which is where you can get access to it. A little bit of realism to a degree. No, it's not real, it's set 40,000 years into the future. So you know exactly going to get realism out of this. But if I can get it to look at least as though it could fit into a real world, then yeah, that'll be awesome. Right. But overall in the hobby, I've been doing it for about 25 years. Which is surprising. I should have had a lot of this painted by then, but my painting's never been the greatest. It's only over the last few years that my painting's got anywhere near good enough to do this. Right, so I actually got that bit done really quickly, which surprises the heck out of me. Why I've got that? Well, I'm not going to complain too much. Let's get that yellow. Where's my yellow speed paint? So all in all, to get up to this stage, it's probably taken me about 4 hours. I know that sounds like a short amount of time and a long amount of time at the same. But yeah, it's depending what you're doing and how long it's taking. Don't start beeping at me. Why are you beeping at me? Don't start beeping at me. You should be charging. Why are you not charging? No. Excellent. You're not charging it now. Thank you very much. Okay, so the next one is to try and tint these lines. I don't want them too bright, but I don't want them to look like they're not shining lights. So, ta-da! Quick paint with a undercoat of ivory, and then use one of the Army Painter speed paints just to dab over it. Ka-ching! Instant. Now, if I could find a tutorial video which I actually used to do this, to find this out, I would be really happy, because I've been looking for months to find out where I actually found out to do this, and I can't find it. I cannot find it anywhere, so I don't know who to give credit to this technique. But I know it's another YouTuber, so if anyone in the future finds out whose technique I've stolen, please let me know so I can give them the credit that is truly deserved, because this is a fantastic technique to do lights. See? Just done. So easy. 2 coats. Boom. Okay, this is going quicker than I thought. Mainly because I'm not reading up there as much as I normally do. But thank you for all 3 people, unless I'm one of them, in which case I'm not going to thank myself. That's rather egotistical. But thank you for the people who've come to watch me, because, well, I'm self-deprecating sometimes. But if you enjoy it, I cannot stop you. So, cheers. Right, so that's the gauge is done, and that'll be done. I thought that was going to take a hell of a lot longer than it was. Let's just move this camera over here a little bit so I can. Right, there we go. So how about we try doing a little bit of red, a red eye in that skull. It's going to be difficult to get the red over it, so let's paint that over there. And then paint that one there. Give that a chance to dry, and essentially we'll do the same thing that we did with the lights, but using a red paint rather than the yellow paint. I always keep a couple of damp brushes to the side just for cleanup. That's good. And in the meantime, where's it gone? I'm just losing all my paints. No, there it is. Untitled Chapter. Good old silver. Have I even opened this one yet? Yeah, good. I've got the right one. Don't want to get an unopened one. Just get a little bit of paint out. Pop it on the old wet palette. Okay. Well, let's paint up the pen. And that one. Yes, I know I'm painting silver over something that's already been done in silver. But all hopefully will become clear in a moment, because I need that recess to be able to be brighter to take the blue ink. That will be going on it. Oh dear, look what I've just missed. I've just missed a red glowing bulb. No, it's a red glowing bulb because that's what I see in my head. It's exceptionally small on this one. So be careful not to do that, which means that there's going to be one on here as well. Ah, don't scrape it. Paint comes off. I think I'll also keep checking in case somebody has used that link. I don't think I pinned it. Right, now we go. Ah, don't. Oh, so this is all going to do my head in if everything keeps falling off. You move over there. Once you guys need to kind of even see. Just one tiny little dot there. And the other green one. Tiny little dots. Tiny little dots. Yeah, that'll do. Oops, I forgot something I did last night. So luckily I've got a little bit of drying time I've got to wait for. So while I wait for the drying time, I will get said marker pen to cheat and essentially edge highlight over the letter. Yes, this is a metallic Sharpie, but it works. Anywhere else like that? Yes. Does not appear so. No, 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 no. No, I'm doing alright. You don't have a skull on you, so you're alright. You don't need the red eye painting yet. Right, where's my red? Blood red. That was a little bit too much happiness in my voice, didn't I? Blood red. Was it still there? Right, now, see that can keep up. Why can't that one keep up? 720p cameras. That's the maximum it can match. Okay, so ready, red. Slightly down brush. Tiny bit of it on there. Messed up already on that one. Let's go back around and do it. I should have a red eye on it now. Yeah, it does. Good. So what I might end up doing is add a little bit of orange. And a little bit more red as needed. How does that look? That's looking better. Put you down to dry for a second. And then get you. Cover that one. So that nice glowing red light there. And glowing red light in his eye. Is that looking okay? That's looking not bad. And passable at least. So now for the fun bit. See the tiny little eye in that one? No, you don't, because I can't see it on camera. Can you see it now? Only just. Got focus, don't you? Focus. Hey, you can see that zoom. 3 and number 4. There we go. let's wash that one off. So we'll use it for a second. And now I'm going to need to apply washes. Washes, washes, washes. Where have my washes gone? Where have my washes gone? I remember. I put them all away in this great big thing. Yeah. The good thing is, I think, did I move my camera so you can't see? Yeah, this is my paint tray. Just in case people are wondering what type of paints and how many of these things I actually have. This is my paint selection, along with my knife selection, spare brushes, files, extra paints and washes. And more specifically this time, I would like don't want Recklin flesh shade. I want my contrast. That is the contrast. I don't want that one. Is that's there we go. Agrax. Agrax shade. And where's my no Lyle? Come on, no Lyle. You've got to be in here somewhere. Contrast snake white leather. Contrast Templar, which will come in useful in the future, but not right now. I want shade none oil, shade none oil. That's the open one. Have I also got? Oh, I have. I've also got a camo shade. I have that. What's that? Oh, that's a bit. Okay. Please say that's not 4-0. Where's my 5-0? 2-0. It's plain 0. So that's going to go 4-0 just in case. Back in there, you son of a. Anything else I will need out of here today? Where's that? Oh, that's been mangled. Don't want that. Aha, no, but I do know somebody who wants one of these. I'll chuck that over there so they've got that. There we go. Right, so now I need a wash brush. A wash brush. Which generally is quite a large brush. So let's put you back down there because I don't have enough room on my desk for everything. It's ridiculous what's underneath my desk. I think let's have a reach under and ta-da! More brushes. Lots more brushes. I'm saying that you use a lot of them in this hobby, but yeah, good selection of brushes is always useful. Different sizes, different tips. I need a good tip one, and I believe, yeah, I see. That's a nice large tip brush. You can actually see the bristles on this one. Never start with a dry brush. That's just bad. I give that to the shade. Dip it in. Dip it properly this time, it does help. Try and add a bit more depth into this skull. Flat white is not really a skull colour. especially when it's supposed to have been left out, attached to machinery. A bit too much around there. And not quite enough there at the top. Not looking any better at all. Let's get a little bit more definition on it. We've overdone some of it around there. But it's certainly not looking as bright as that one. Oh, that's looking better. Good. Good. Now, where was that other skull? There's more skulls than that. I know there was. Of course, there's skulls on everything in Warhammer. One of the gods even has a skull throne, for crying out loud. So all this is just peripheral stuff for playing the game and giving you the line of sight blocking, really. This shouldn't be the main focus of the game, but playing on unpainted scenery and just black and grey scenery, it kind of takes away from the immersion of you being a so-called general in the 41st millennium and commanding super soldiers around the field. You at least want the battlefield to look somewhat good. So you're going to need another dry brush after that, definitely. But it's not as bright white anymore. That's the difference a wash can make. That's literally two paints. That's ivory, paint it on its base colour, and then a brown wash to show all the little bits and show that it's got recesses in its text and it goes up and down and undulates. Undulates? Is that the right word to use for a skull? I have no idea. I just hope you know what I mean. What are the bumps called in skulls? Right, okay, fair enough. I know you've got yours is a science degree and not a biology degree. Well, a planetary science degree, not a biology degree. So maybe you should ask a biologist. Drink, hydrate. Stuck to my desk. No, don't splash it. The cat's eyeing up my what? Look, if you want to come on my kneecap, that's fine, but you're not coming on my desk. Right. Little skulls. Little skulls. Skull number one. I need a bigger desk. I need a much bigger desk. And yeah, that was my missus behind me saying, no, I'm not getting a bigger desk. It already takes up like a quarter of the usable space in the living room as it is. And if I have a bigger desk, it means I can fit more Warhammer stuff on it. And apparently I have too much as it is. But yeah, that's some nice toning for that. I'm actually getting ahead of myself on this. I don't know why I'm moving so particularly quickly and getting stuff done. Possibly because it's just little bits that I'm doing on each stage, but yeah, I expected it to take a lot longer than this. So, what do we want to do next? Well, that's supposed to be a plasma relay. Plasma, for me, indicates blue. So, blue doesn't go directly up black too well. So, let's have a bit of a go in there with white, with the ivory first. I don't like using white, so I'll use ivory as opposed to white every time. Just because the pigment distribution's easier. White clumps a lot. It's like yellow clumps a lot as well. Tend not to use yellow paint. I'll use yellow inks. I'll use yellow washes, but I don't like yellow paints. Primarily because I don't have an airbrush. If I had an airbrush, yellow wouldn't be too bad. But I don't do enough to warrant having an airbrush. I mean, there's times when I would love it. Just a quick spray and that's it done. But yeah, I don't actually warrant an airbrush at the moment because I've already done the majority of the stuff that I would do with a spray can, such as the undercoats and in the case of some of the models, zenithal highlight. No, I know I'm talking to non-players, so let's try and explain what a zenithal highlight is. You're a good example, and I've got a good camera up with it. So this fella here, very nice guy, nice big hawk, looks grey. If I turn him the upside down way, he's much darker, so it kind of puts the shadows in for you, so you know where the light would hit, where the light wouldn't hit. His cloak's probably a little bit better there. So he's already got a shadow built into it, and that's just by doing a zenithal highlight. Doesn't quite work as well with scenery, in my opinion. You possibly could get away with it, but then these areas like inside all these little bits, which I'm now having to paint so that the blue can stand out. When I put the blue contrast, do I have a blue contrast? No, I have a blue speed paint. So when that goes in, that will actually stand out rather than just being very dark blue like you don't notice. Then I can go in and dry brush and build up the top layers to make them look brighter. I've got to remember, I've got to get this under the camera as I'm doing it. And find somewhere to put my elbows on my hand so it's steady. Did I hear a kettle? Yes, please. That coffee was really nice. Please. I know I should have just got a big one in the first place, but then I would have just been sat with a big cup of cold coffee. And that's not good. Two made. So much better. And now to get off my ass and do it myself is even better than that. Wash your brush, you dumb son of a person. I'm not going to say the usual term for that because my mum was a nice person. gonna have a lot of cleanup to do here. Why are you so? Cover the tops. Cover the tops. Fine, just get the pieces. See if I can. I'll just dry brush over with something bright. If I can get a dry brush in there. That is a small gap. Only about a centimetre wide, if that really. A centimetre long, should I say, about half a centimetre wide. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13. Yeah, 14 per side. Excellent. I really, really must hate myself. Put myself through this. It's 28 tiny little things I've got to paint 3 times. I suppose it's better than doing my models for a bit. I had to take a break from doing my models. It was just getting too much. Far too much. Just batch painting 60s is not good. I mean, it gets through the models, but it's just so mind-numbingly boring. They don't tell you about that stuff. Well, all these other YouTubers who sit there and this is how you paint this, and this is how you paint this, and you can do it in 10 minutes. Really? You can do it in 10 minutes? Here's my army. Do each one in 10 minutes. No, they go bloody insane because there's hundreds of them. And when you've painted that guy, same guy in that same pose, same bloody thing in his hand, 13 times. One in every single one of those units. And you've got to go back and find all the other ones that are slightly different and just do a little bit of extra work on them, like the sergeants. And then you've got all the other guys that are just bog standard. They're not too bad. You can rush through them a little bit. Well, I did the bare minimum when I went to do the I say mini tournament. It only ended up being me and Ez that I actually played. It was supposed to be a little mini three-person tournament. I went to Liverpool, but yeah, only 2 of us ended up actually playing while the other one went and got drunk. Not standing up for like very stereotypes or anything, you know. Went out and got absolutely weathered. That's what he does. Didn't faze me. I think he was scared. He knew I was going to win because I took stuff that could help me essentially. I planned properly. Ezra, on the other hand, is relatively new to this game, so he weren't sure what to take. I put far too many of his points into one big thing, which was just easy enough for me to take out with a couple of shots. My cat's weird. So no reason whatsoever. He just jumped up while it was turning and decided it was a little spin. Why can't you come and sit on my knee? If I could get you sat on my kneecap throughout all of these, I'd have like thousands of viewers just viewing my cat. I know she's scared because I'm the one who tells her off as well. So, yeah, I've not set up for left-handed paint. Should have the camera on that side really, so you can come in the other angle rather than this angle. Bit late now, but lesson learned for the future. In case I don't, my idea that I've got to use my arm for doesn't work, I'm bringing it back and I'll set it up on that side this time. I might even try clamping it to that bit. That good. Pass me a caution. Come on. Yes, I know, kitty. Come on. Come on. Let me bloody lower it then. Sorry about this. Yeah, low copy time. Yep. My last 10 out of 10. In fact, if I could go to 23 out of 10, I would do, but then just start complaining that I'm putting too many numbers on. Come on then. Come on. Don't. I'm trying to. Look, I can't get my chair to go any lower, so that's not going to work, is it? Bloody cat's temperamental. Damn it. Right, where's the one with the actual ivory on it? There it is. Right, so that's the 14 done on. Have we done on that side? It's bloody light again. I need to see if I've missed anything. You see, that one doesn't look right. Far too much water. Paint. What's wrong with paint? What's wrong with brush? So I have to speak. Remember words. Hypotenuse. There's a word I don't use enough. I like that word. Configuration is another one. Don't get to use those words enough. Can't spell configuration, but I like the sound of the word. Yeah, I know. I will just literally talk about anything while I'm doing this. Whatever enters my head third is usually what comes out of my mouth. Whatever enters my head first is usually not suitable to be talking about. I get shouted at things that enter my head first if I just open my mouth and say it. And anyone who heard that sigh realizes that yes, he does get shouted at a lot for the words that come out of his mouth. And we've got a television program over here, which is basically Wordle, but as a television program. 4-letter word starts with F. Guess what my first one was? It was fuck. I don't think it was going to be. The next one, 4-letter word starts with D. So my instant reaction was dick. No, I was wrong. 4-letter word starting with T. Twat. No. So apparently my mind goes to words that are not supposed to be on these things. But I didn't come up with the, when it came up with the C one, I actually thought of can't. A nice decent word. Now, say again? Well, I did come up with can't, as I said, the third thing that comes through my mind rather than the first. I learned after the first two that they're not going to put swear words up on whatever it's called, lingo or whatever it's called. The program's called, to be quite honest. It does me in. Making basic puzzles, TV programs, television for the moronic masses. Please don't hit me. Yeah, that's what I knew that was coming up. I said, please don't hit me. It's better than that bloody terrible thing that whatever he's called. Yeah, Wicket or what's he called? Warry Davis, that's the one. Terrible it should have been called. It was awful. He wants to listen to a host going about, yeah, I was in Lord of the Rings and I was in not Lord of the Rings, I was in Star Wars and I was in this. Like, who cares? Just host freaking programming. Luckiest kid on the planet, that's what you were. You just happened to fit into the bear costume that George had. And he gets his own bloody quiz show. He does an appalling job of hosting. I think they ditched him now. I hope they ditched him now. Is he back? Ah, I hate that little shit. I really do. Dwarves get very, very reliable seasonal work at Christmas. And he wants to take it away from them. Just because he wants to monopolise on it. Not a nice person. Slow and steady. Winneth the race. Problem is, I was too lazy to enter in the first place. He said, do you want to run? I just laughed and said, no thanks, I'll watch. I'm going to went for a cigarette. I got to, oh, wow, I'm over the hour time. Jesus. That was the reason why I'm thinking of a cigarette. But once again, thought ahead a little bit. My headset and the mic is all connected to my desk cam. And my desk cam is mobile. What I'll probably do is point my normal cam at my desk so that the cat can actually jump up on the chair while I'm not here. Because, you know, that's what cats do. Do things to annoy you, and that is a mess. Completely has a mess in there because I wasn't paying attention. Always pay attention. Always. Otherwise you end up with a whopping mess. Thank you for everyone who's viewing. If you're viewing this after the fact, then apparently you can do something called like and subscribe. Don't, because that'll put more pressure on me. I mean, you can leave a like, but if I start getting too many subscribers and stuff, then I might have to actually start doing this more often, like pay for StreamYard. I don't want to pay for StreamYard, that's like money. I am nice to the puss, but the puss is not being nice to me. She wants to come up and sit on my knee, so I get a nice cushion for her to come and sit on so she can sit up here with me, and she runs off and complains that, yeah, it might be the wrong cushion. She what? She wants a lap, not a cushion. Well, she's not having my lap because she, well, I suppose I've got my jeans on, so she can have my lap. She can dig her claws in then if she wants, because she's got a habit of doing that, just digging her claws in. You're not going to get strokes though, kiddie, because my hands are busy. Right now for the paint, because there is actually things behind this big pipe here. There's more of these little things behind the damn thing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fully get in there. I'll give it a shot, but I don't know if it's going to work. So yes, for all those professional YouTubers out there who edit their videos and don't show their communities the absolute ball ache it is to actually do this. This is a reality check for everybody, really. It takes ages, drying times, learning paint consistencies. It's absolute ball ache sometimes. Ah, scheiße. How am I going to get in there? I mean, literally, there is one right. I can't even see because of my hand. Right behind there. So you listen to long amounts of silence. Why have I shut up for a bit? I don't think I've shut up yet, have I? I mean, many people would probably like me to shut up, but that's a different matter. Come on, you little bugger. There's one thing I've got the ability to do is talk about what I'm doing. I used to do people's heads in at work, so I literally used to talk about, used to say every little thing that I did. Whether it was working through a till or putting an order through or something, I would talk through every minute part of it. Ah, you're just not gonna. Can I get you through there? To get you in there. Stop beeping at me, phone. I'm not gonna respond. Sent a link up in the YouTube chat. So if anyone joins, they can do. Or if anyone wishes to join, they can do. But if they do, they're going to go on a learning experience about what all this crap is that I'm doing. Or at least the factions, anyway. Right. How's that? Oh, that skull's looking a lot better. Nice bright lights. Nice kind of weird bone tint to it. I'm gonna need more white. It's ivory. Where did I put my ivory? My ivory's over there. Shake, 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 shake. Always shake your pants. Otherwise, you end up blotchy. A nice area on your wet palette. There we go. You can go over there out the road for a moment. You can get cleaned. Cleaning. Have I got anything with longer bristles than this? Yeah, you're a bit big. No, I'll stick with this one. The other one I'm done. Right. Move out the way. Start the other one now. This time I'm going to start at the back though. Get the arty ones out of the way first. If we can. Jeez. I'm going to have to try doing this the way that I really don't want to. Yes, I'm left-handed. Yes, I know I'm about to use my right hand to paint something that's ridiculously awkward. But I don't really have much of a choice. Because otherwise I can't get that side. I'm going to have to go back in from the other way. So a bit of both-handedness. A certain degree of ambidexterity is good in some cases. lagging as hell in others, especially when it comes to things like golf and using a PC. Even though left-handed, I'm actually right-handed to do both of those, which is weird. Handy skill to have for some things, but I could really do learn how to draw and write with my right hand. And it'll stop me dragging my hand through all the ink that I've already done. Come on, get it. Okay, once you've painted, I can make sure it's set to dry and tack it with blue ink. Oh, speed. Cool. Oh yeah. It's paint to dry. Come on. This is just not that. My camera setup is just wrong. So I can. I'm gonna make it very easy to see. Luckily, because I'm doing this, when I paint it blue, hopefully it'll give it some kind of object source lighting once I paint it in blue. Then kind of it'll give it a bit of a glow around the outside almost to indicate that this is a glowing section of power. Now, my brother-in-law's painted all his very run down, so it's on the brink of falling apart. I want mine to be working, at least to the degree where you can think it's a functional device. Because I actually read up on the rules of these things. If you're using plasma weapons near them, it's awesome because they blow up easier. But you get a better weapons characteristic with it. So it should be fun. I like plasma weaponry. Very useful against medium and heavy targets, especially on the elite side. Damn blasted Terminators and those stupid blade guard veterans. It's very nice to be able to take them out with one shot if you can. So a nice heavy plasma incinerator or an overcharged heavy plasma incinerator. Or something like a plasma cannon or something. Anything that's really going to do 3 damage. Without going overkill, because I like my melters as well, but for infantry it's a little bit of an overkill. Anything doing like D6 damage when it's only got 2 wounds. Sucks if you roll 1, but really you should be popping them in one shot. You don't get that many shots. Whereas with plasmas, as a nice rapid fire weapon, you can get 2 shots at a decent range. If you take the standard plasma incinerators, if you go for the heavy plasma incinerators, you get a nice, really big long range on it. And anything that can help up the damage is very much appreciated. Especially if I'm playing against an army that's essentially my own. Yes, I do have enough models to field 2 armies. But I have enough models in this Space Marine army to field about 6. They'll all be quite different as well, which is quite nice. Ooh, they are showing up whiter. Much whiter. Hey! I've got a feeling because it's a Monday night, a lot of people are busy tonight. or I've just gone on a little bit too early and everybody's in the middle of tea time or preparing kiddos to bed or too tired after work. I have a habit of that, actually having a specific time to go on. It is really more of a case of I go on when I feel I'm able to, and I feel like the drive to do it, which in my case is quite difficult sometimes because I might feel like I've got the drive to come out and paint, but my body just said, I'm doing something at the minute though, Bryce, so something's constantly in my head, whether it's being, damn, this paint is too thick, why is the consistency not very right, why is it not covering correctly, I'm going to have to go back and do a second coat once it's dry. What should I do while I'm waiting for it to dry? Let's move on to this part, this part, this part, because there's so much details in these. I mean, if you just look at the back of that there, can you see all that wiring, all that piping? I mean, lots of the stuff, lots of the stuff. This is like a few inches tall, and it's just ridiculous. Yeah, go away. Yeah, I realised I picked up one of my cheap brushes, and that's why it's curling incredibly quickly. Stop it. Well, have we done the front side yet? No. Okay, so I'm on to the last two on the back. Get a better view there. Under the light. Oh no, you can't sing songs or do anything on the bit anymore, can you? Unless somebody copyright strikes. It's stupid. Disney's not gonna like me singing. I don't care, because it's all in tune and it's gonna be so fantastic when I finish this. Yes, it is. See, wasn't even using the right words, Disney. Go screw yourselves. Oh, you'd be surprised what Disney get the knickers in a twist over. You used to say. Say again? It was the Imperial March. Are you aware that they can actually hear you on the internet? Oh, good. Making sure my missus knows that when she does talk to me on this, like, you all can hear her. That musical tone in which she speaks. She doesn't sing very often, though. Certainly not while I'm in the house. I think I'm going to have to get absolutely plastered one night and go on karaoke. Should be good. In fact, Joey's visit might be the perfect timing for that. Oh, no reaction, so I'm taking that as a yes. Square Table Degenerates, Joey is coming over here to watch American football in October. And he has expressed wish. Yeah, the ones that are taking place at Wembley. Yeah, and I know Wembley's like 200 or 300 miles away from us. I don't, but there's nothing to stop him coming up north if he comes over a bit early. So, if he wishes to do a small tour of the country, because of course he's heard of Manchester United, so there's a good chance he'll want to go to Old Trafford. And then somebody's got to tell him about the Emptyhead Stadium. What? It is the Emptyhead Stadium. I told you, I'll always refer to it as that. They can call it the Etihad all they want, but it's the Emptyhead. Why is it the Emptyhead? Because it's where all the empty-headed City fans go. And no, I'm not apologising to any City fans that watch this. I'm a United fan, of course I'm going to call you empty heads. It's like YouTube shouting at me again. I don't know. But so I've got one person watching me. I've got a feeling it might actually be me. Because I've got the window open. Of course I've scared them all off. I think Bry's gone away because I called City. Let's get you drunk on karaoke. Not as much as you'll regret if I got on. Especially if I remember all the lyrics that change. Usually don't have the songs that I want on anyway. Mark Lads isn't usually on there. I have to go for something nice and simple. I don't like I've got my sister to drown me out anymore. She's going to be a shame. People are actually going to hear me sing. Poor buggers. Whew. Right, nearly done with this side. 8 more to go. 8 more. Then I'm going to take a little bit of a breather with my phone outside while I try and plan the next stage while this dries. I think I'm going to go for the blue to fill this area in. Try and get the plasma up and running, and then that'll give me an idea on what I can do on the micro generators. Well, I think these called, is it hematote reactors? I can't remember. Oh, they're just big power generators compared to the other ones. Well, I've not even dry pushed the other ones yet. It's too much of it to do. I'm not doing it all at once. I've learned my lesson about batch painting. Batch painting works, but you've got to kind of limit the amount in the batch. Otherwise, you send way too much stuff to do. Way too much stuff. Yeah, one watching, I've got a feeling it is just me. So let's go find where did we put it. I can just pin that message. Then I can close that. And I can come back to there, and now it shows me there's still one watching, and I've just closed that. Okay, that's a bit confusing. Maybe it's just going to take a second to catch up. And then it's going to show no one watching. Ha 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 ha. And I'm going to literally be sat here talking to myself. It's gone up to 3. Oh, right, okay, so it was 0. Now it's gone back up to 3. I have no idea what's happening now. My head's confused. And now it's 1. What? I don't understand this sometimes. I really don't. Dropping. Now he's probably going to go back up to 3, and then I think 3 is about the maximum I've ever had. 4 sometimes. But it's definitely one person watching because I'm not watching myself this time. Unless you've logged in your phone. No. Well, I do. You know, it does help you logging into you are actually a moderator. Or as you don't have to. Ooh, yeah. Have you even subscribed? Fucking idiot. No, liking videos is good for the algorithm. Leaving comments that are over 4 words long, or is it over 5 words long? I can't remember. But basically, rather than 1 word comments, leave something that actually says something. Even if it is calling me a moron or something like that. Imagine that. Yeah, of course I am. Because I've not been doing bugger all for months. If you don't do anything, people lose interest. And don't come up to you and don't subscribe. YouTube is a fickle thing. If you ain't pumping out stuff all the time, then people just go, nah, I'm not interested no more, mate. Do one. So you have to keep up with it. Which is why I knew my channel was never going to be overly successful, because of my erratic thing. I can't really do videos because, well, I don't know when I'm going to be able to sit there long enough to actually do the video and edit it. So I have to do it live stream as and when I'm able. Which, again, doesn't help because I'm not doing it on a set time scale. People don't like that either. So, yeah, it's weird, YouTube. Basically, if you don't do everything they want you to do in the way they want you to do it, then you usually get pushed down in the algorithms. Nobody will get a chance to see you. And it's just the ones that pump out stuff day after day after day after day after day, regardless of the quality. Pardon me. What, who pumps out crap day after day after day? Oh yeah, them two morons. Yeah, they're not allowed on my television in my house. No. Oh, don't give me any ammunition to start getting me ranting about two muppets who act like 5-year-old kids. Yeah, because basically they're advertising to idiots and children. And to be quite honest, they are no longer children. Advertising to children is just, when you're not a child, it's just weird. Right. So I shake up lots of blue paint. I am going to go for a cigarette. Can I roll with these on? We'll find out actually, won't we? So, hello. Ah, Blake's disappeared because Blake is live. So yeah, Blake has disappeared because he has gone to Fall Guys. So let's just change my settings briefly to no, he's not even going to let me do that. Damn it. Are you going to let me do that? Come on, come on. Yes, it will. Right, so 18%. 18%. Will that last long enough to go make a cigarette, smoke it, and come back in? Right, I will move the cushion off me this time, kitty cat, so when I come back in, you can actually see what I'm doing. And you can sit on my knee, all right? At the moment, I've just got to let paint dry, and watching paint dry is not very fun for anybody. Me, you, anybody else who's watching, because I can't actually see who's watching right now because I'm on my phone. So yeah, this is an adult version of this child's game that I do. So yeah, I smoke, I swear. If you don't like it, then I can't really do much about what you like. What I can do, however, is make sure that I'm not getting overly stressed. That's nearly 2 hours of sat there painting, and I usually can't do that without having at least some kind of nicotine break, because I'll start getting stressed. Worked up, and my hands will get less steady than they already are. So Lazarus's desk has now become Lazarus going to stand outside for a cigarette. Oh, happy days. Let's change it over to the chat so I can actually see if anyone's saying anything. No, Bri has been my #1 chatter this evening. Blake ran off and left me to go jump and dash over games. I may have caused that one to myself when I told him to go get the little ones to play it. What do? Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a lot. Right. So let's just make sure you can. I am still visible. I am still visible. Just about. Where's my glasses on? This is odd. So the next plan, when I go back in, is blue wash all the little things that I've just painted ivory. Wait for them to dry, then go back over with a light dry brush with a brighter blue, and then mix the brighter blue with the ivory to make it even brighter and give it a very, very, very light tint through the middle, just to try and give it a glow type effect. If that works, I'll be happy. If not, then I'm going to have to get some acetone or some kind of paint remover, Q-tip it, take it all back off, start again. Really don't want to do that if I can help it. So let's see if we can get it done first time, eh? It would be fun. It would be a good idea. So not much to do. I'll try and do this as quick as I can. So yeah, anyone who watches YouTube, don't smoke, don't start. Very bad for your health. Not good. I'm not endorsing smoking, but I am addicted, so I have to take this break. 2 hours is a long time. Long time. So hemathobe reactors pretty much on what I'm doing tonight, as well as the silos. I might, while I've got the blue out, also look at bringing up the blue silo on its panels, try and brighten it up a bit, tone it in a little bit more, and then probably null oil wash blue, and then Anthonian camo shade, I think it is my green wash over the green one, just to try and tone them all down. Null oil over all the metal bits. There's going to be a lot of washes tonight and a lot of vents to do. I think I've found all the vents, but I've got to go back over them with silver. So that'll be fun. So far it's taken me 2 hours to do very little, really. Professional painters or people who've been doing this as a YouTube profession would have already had most of this done by now. I'm just doing it as a hobby, and I get time to do it when I'm on YouTube, so that's why I do it like this, just in case people were wondering. One thing I would like to do though is get another game in before 10th edition comes out. I've not had many games with the 9th edition, and I paid for a limited edition rulebook on it. So I would like to get a couple more games in. It's just finding opponents around where I am. Not many people actually seem to want to play or even play at all. Most of my opponents at the moment are busy, and what was my main opponent is not in the mood to be playing and has not played for quite a while. Last time I played any sizable force, I think I actually did it as a live stream one here, as a battle report, and that was playing against the Necrons. I ended up winning the battle, but only just because, well, he crapped himself and didn't realise how powerful his own units were compared to mine. Could have won. He could have actually wiped the floor with me. He just made a few bad tactical decisions and I managed to split his forces up to my benefit. Yeah, what can I say? Generals can win or lose you the battle, and you are the general. Making decisions on what units to take as well. He had a limited amount of units, so I kind of knew what he was going to take. I've got lots of units, so he didn't quite know what I was going to take. And give me a bit of an advantage, I know. A bit of a dirty advantage, I know. Knowing what they're taking, I could have planned specifically for it. Decided not to, because that's just dirty and cheating. So planned an all-round Ash army, and it worked out well. Pretty much the same one that I took against Ezra, and that won again. So I've got my basic force ready, planned for any future games, but I would like to make another couple just to make sure I can vary it a bit, and they're not always expecting the same units every time, like the Eradicators, the Blade Guard veterans, Centurion Devastators, which get put into my every single army I've built so far. It's just so powerful as a unit, but they need to really be in cover, but they've got the range to make up for it, so it's quite good. Get them a good vantage point where they can see most of the board. Difficult to remove, and they can take out tanks, big heavy tanks as well, with very little problems. So I could really do with it reworking my army, which means I've got to start painting more models. I'm not in the mood for more models, hence why I'm doing scenery. Yeah, I know I've stepped back a little bit just because I've got to get rid of this thing in a minute and then go back in and plug my phone in because it's dying incredibly rapidly while I'm using it as a camera and streaming and lots of other things. I've also got to keep it in range of the Wi-Fi as well. Which means I've got to stand right in front of the door. Doesn't help. You see this phone going off every 5 minutes is just really, really doing my head in. Should stop using my phone as a camera, really. I could do with getting a good camera for specifically doing that, but I don't do this enough to warrant it, so I'm stuck with a phone. It's a good phone though. I just don't pay for the StreamYard, so I can't actually get the full 1080p out of it, which is a shame. I think 720 is the highest I can go. Don't get me wrong, still HD, but ooh, and Joey's live as well. So that means I'm probably going to lose every single viewer that I get because they're all going to go watch those two. Yay! Things that they do, the things that they do. I suppose it's my own fault for coming up at this time and not actually knowing who is going to be on. So let's change this back to the camera. Because hello, I'm back. Come from facing. Yeah, there we go. Let's pop you back in there. Close that down. Slide it into position and find my power cable. Where's my power cable? There it is. Ultimate professional. Oh no, what am I taking them off for? I need the gloves on and this jacket I need to be taken off right now. Cat's disappeared, so I ain't getting nothing on my lap. So nothing in this section here. Which is a shame because I'll quite possibly get more viewers just because of the cat. Where did I put my blue? There is my blue. I'm shaking a paint. See, I'm not making any rude gestures. Right, that's quite a dark blue actually. Let's see how well it goes on. Where is my... No, you're completely solid because of the preserver. So let's wash the preserver off. And then, yeah, let's get out of that habit. And blue speed paint. Right, let's see how this goes in here. Well, you see that works quite well. All those recesses are quite dark now. Do get that little spot there. And that little spot there down at the bottom. Yeah, you see, blue works good. Don't catch microphone with your paintbrush, you complete idiot. You need to have some professionalism about you. So yeah, I've now figured out that I've got really bad timing on this because yeah, everyone else seems to have gone live at the same time, roughly the same time. Bit better planning next time, maybe. Although I've still got plenty of hours to use up on this, so there is a possibility that once they've finished all their stuff, they may well pop over. Come on, go in the right places. Go in the right place, god damn it. There we go. These speed paints are definitely one of the best things that I've bought regarding improving my ability to get things done. Still not sure which one I prefer best, whether it be the speed paints or the contrasts, but I don't have a blue contrast to compare it to at the moment. I might try getting some of the contrast medium, try and see if I can thin down the contrasts that I do have to get them more as a wash. Should work with these as well, I would imagine. Just thin them down a little bit. But at the moment, this is doing all right. Can you put under the light so I can see? So not just techniques in painting, but doing it on YouTube also means you've got to learn other techniques such as model positioning. Model positioning is always good, especially when people are supposed to be watching you do this. If they can't see what the bloody hell you're doing, then there's no point in watching. Well, there is. They can listen to me and they can see what I've done afterwards. And I do show it to the camera, I know, but not always perfect. That far from it. So that's the difference so far. White in there, but once you've gone over it with like blue, see, even the camera can't pick up the fact that it's lines in there. He's struggling a bit on that one. Just remove that bit of blue off there, we don't want that. I'll try and keep it within these confines if at all possible. Quite a bit of cleanup to do in some of them, just around the inside rims. It's easy enough with a bit of black, and then a tad bit of silver over the top just to tie it in. Nice plasma coils there running around the outside of it. Not sure what to do with that bit though, whether or not I want that to actually. Learn to ignore my phone. That's what I need to do. Learn to ignore my phone while I'm using it as a camera. That's looking okay. That's looking alright. I don't mind that. So the initial base colour. That's good. Making sure you get on all the recesses though, because that's where all the dark section is going to be. Then use the turn a little bit of this stuff to a ivory paint, and then I can dry brush over just a little bit just to make everything ping out a little bit more. Oh, it seems like a lot of effort for very little reward, but once it's all finished, it hopefully will look damn good. If not, then it'll always look adequate. I will settle for adequate. Watch what you're doing with your brush and more on. Complete idiot. Did I get all that bit? No, I missed. Missed in there. And I missed in there. Wow, I've missed loads. The other thing, you're not holding it on the right. Holding it? Wow, my accent's really showing on that one. If you're not holding it in the right position, you end up missing bits. Just because you can't see them overall. Last one in the front of here. I wish my kids were interested in this, and it might be a little bit easier to get them into paint some of it. Teach them how to paint. And then go, right, there you go, crack on with these. Well, there we go. That's looking better, I believe. So there's blue compared to the white. There's a lot more colour on there now. Well, I've gone down to 0. Nobody's even watching me. Nobody's even listening to me. I'm talking to myself. Even Bryce buggered off on me. Oh, one. Oh, okay. One person. Well, I shall perform and continue talking for that one viewer. Whether they like me to or not. So let's get the back one sorted. So let's go one generator with the blue done, so that can be drying. And move on to the next one. And then we can go from there. So blue is working well. Blue's working very well. I don't see anyone lined up to wish to come up and talk. That is okay. Which means I get to concentrate a little bit more on what I'm actually doing. Talking to myself is one thing, talking to somebody else and actually holding a conversation while doing this is a different matter entirely. It just ain't that easy sometimes. I get derailed very easily onto different topics. Like the last time I was up painting, I had Dorito from Dorito and Lucha Cabre come up and talk to me, and I've ended up agreeing to do a, not quite a commission paint, but paint something for somebody else to send back. So I suppose it kind of is a commission paint, but not quite, because I'm not getting paid for it, but I am getting a free model out of it. I hope I can use for something, depending on the size. Oh, it'd be nice if it's a D&D model. Which reminds me, I need to paint the pink hair on my gnome model. I need to do the pink tips. Yay from the gnome player there in the background. I also need to figure out what the staff's going to be, colour-wise. I've not asked that question yet. What colour is your staff? Guitar loop thing. Dark wood. Okay. I can do dark wood. Oh, while I'm waiting for this dry, I might end up actually giving that a go. I mean, I've got so many things that I need to paint. It's getting out of hand now, so I really need to get some stuff finished. And these are not simple, but certainly easier than painting like half-inch models that have faces and fingers and hands. It's a lot easier. Definitely a good way to break that painting block or painter's block. You just can't get the motivation to come up and actually, well, say come up, even paint something in general. As I did point out, I did do the blue and the greens on the silos off camera. Mainly because I wasn't sure what colours. Deliberating on live stream is not a good thing because it's essentially just wasting time. So here we go. It's well over halfway through on this one now, just to get the base colours in, and a lot of it will be staying that silvery black colour because the board we're usually playing is quite a dull tone, more of a realistic or a muted, should I say, a muted tone on the majority of things that aren't glowing. However, these bits are all glowing, so they don't have to be too muted. These are the bits I actually want to be bright and showing up quite a lot. There's too much silver without colour, just looks a mess, really. Especially when you got it in bulk. Once you've got it on bulk, it's like 3 of these things, which are nice, big, like 9-inch tall. Is this the 9? No, this is the 9.5-inch one. This one, 9.5-inch long, just chimney stacks. Is that the 9? No, that's the 9.5-inch because it's got the little extra bit on the end there. That's the 9.5-inch. The other's a 9-inch. Well, still, it has a lot of height to it, But if it's all just one colour, it looks a mess. What's the better? I just let that paint dry on my brush. No, it didn't. It's still quite damp. That's good. These colours should be good for wet blending, actually. I might have to do that on Dorito's model, because if it's a larger one and I want to get a nice smooth transition, let's just move that a little bit, because yeah, that's just wasn't pointing right. Yeah, to get a nice smooth transition, wet blending is a lot easier. Get both colours prepared and then mix them through. So I think I'm going to have to do that on the larger model. And I think the one he's sending me is more like a 75mm scale rather than the 32mm scale that I'm currently painting. Or heroic scale as it's known in some places, rather than give it an actual ratio, because it doesn't have one really. All right, how on earth am I going to get into this? You see, there's one little white section in the back there. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to get to it, but I shall give it a go, because I can't see. Slot it down there. Paint it in. Paint it in. Get that bit. Get that bit. Why I've got a feeling I'm going to have missed a bit around here. Yeah, that bit there. How on earth am I going to get? Some of these bits are just so awkward. Really, I shouldn't have put this big stack thing on at the back first. I should have took that off and put it on separately, but well, hindsight's a wonderful thing, but I don't have it as a foresight method, which is a big shame. Yeah, that's what happens when you have too much paint on your brush. Let's dampen that off a minute and see if we can get rid of some of it. Spread it out a little bit. Dry use. I don't have my dry faster machine with me, also known as a hairdryer. It's far too noisy. But hey, that's looking not bad now. That is looking not bad at all. That's looking a lot better than when I started. Now you can go to one side a minute. You go over there. I'm happy with you. You, however, let's start all over again. Let's start with the awkward one first, just so it doesn't do me head in at the end. Most of these tips and tricks and the things that I'm using, or I should have said techniques that I'm using, I kind of half knew already, but I've picked up off YouTube a lot of them just to kind of give me a refined version of the technique. How the hell am I going to get there? Refined version of the technique and how to do it properly. So not only is this a testament to how good I am as a painter, it's how good of a tutorial they've given me. one thing they don't give you a tutorial of is how to get to the annoying little sections that don't want to be got to. But that one is just not for going in that section. No matter how hard I'm trying, it's missing it. Right in the middle there. I can't get. Can I get my brush down? No, I'm gonna have to use a thinner brush, which is not good for washes. Or for contrast, for that matter. Right now, I wish I had a hooked brush. I wish I had an old battered brush that was hooked. How many times am I going to bang my head on that camera? I'm going to bang my head enough already today. Off counters, door frames, anything that could remotely be inaccessible for your head. I've managed to bounce my head off it. Story of my life, that though. If you think it's impossible to bang your head off it, I'll find a way. Like a counter that comes up to my waist. Wallop. Right at the back of my head. I'm going to blame the cat for that because I was doing the cat food at the time. But we is working. It is getting there. Oh, missed a bit. So you don't worry about missing bits, you can always go back. Is that you? Okay, I'll make sure I do that before I go to bed. Just give me a brief moment, please, anybody who's watching. In this case, it is showing 0, so I think I should be safe for a second. Just in case, though, I'm going to. Try and keep my voice down while I'm down here. I'm not talking to anyone but myself, so my voice shouldn't go too high. That could all change though if somebody decides that they wish to come up and talk. I'll still try and keep it down. It's just, well, yeah, I'm loud sometimes without meaning to be. So speed paint. Oh, with the plasma coils. Why is that flashing? Ah, computers. Don't do computers. Duh. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Don't send that link. Jesus, not into there. And once again, have I lost my? I think I have, haven't I? I've lost my own stream because I'm an idiot. Yes, I am. I'm an idiot. Yes, sweet Bob. Shadoobie-doo. Well, let's go there and do that. There we go. As it is, oh wow, I've got 2 people again. I don't know why that number keeps. Stop looking at the number. You're losing concentration on what you're actually supposed to be bloody doing. Which is filling in all these gaps. Ah, bugger. Blue in places that I shouldn't be going. Stop looking at the number of people. Concentrate on what you're doing. Look at the chat by all means, because people might be actually talking. But don't look at the number of people because it changes the lies. Told me I had no one watching. My missus actually showed me her screen with her watching. I also have no idea if I've got a moderator in chat either. I hope I have. I'm pretty sure I made moderators. But I'm damn well sure I did make moderators. I think they're all actually on their own live streams at the moment. That's the problem. Oh, they are doing family stuff, which is also fine. Not that I have enough people actually coming to my streams to warrant moderators, really. Anyone needs doing, I can always just log in and do it myself. I should always have that up actually for that reason. I hate bots. Bloody bots that come in and spam chats. Yeah, we Russian people, we Russian bot, we sell bot, we do porn, we do dodgy stuff. I don't want that crap on there. Ah, bugger. There's the back of that one done now in nice bluish colour. Flip it over for the other side. There's still enough paint on to do that little one. Just about. Jeez, that was close. No, I've run out of blue. I'm going to have to refill. Isn't that fun? If my mic's not working, can someone still let me know? Because I don't actually know if my mic's working properly. I hope it's working. Because if not, then this is going to be really boring. I mean, extremely boring. Get myself set up center again because I've managed to turn myself over. You've all got a nice picture of my crotch there, so let's move that a bit, shall we? And let's get that way. So I can actually, there we go. It's just on the desk and I can actually see what I'm painting and rest my hands on the desk, and don't leave that on there. It's not a brush that I wish to be losing very quickly. No, that is a brush I wish to be keeping in very good condition. In fact, it's one of my actually more expensive brushes. Say more expensive, it's only about 15 quid for the set, but they are all sable hair, so that's Kolinsky sable hair set. It's not something I wish to replace now because they've gone up in price since I last bought them. Painting plasma generators, hemotherapy reactors. Don't stand too near with plasma weapons because they blow up in base. If you're using the rule size, if you're just using a line of sight blocking terrain, then it doesn't really matter. It's almost as bad as the pipes that can blow up as well. Still not even on. Oh shit! What did I just paint blue there? Still not even undercoated all my pipes yet. Because there's an entire pipe network to go with all this. And I've got to dry brush my crane. Oh damn it! I've got to dry brush my crane. Forgot about that. Where is it? I think it's on my windowsill. We'll find out when I come round to it. I don't want to do too much at once. If we start adding like too many models in at the same time, I'll be sat here forever. And I only get 24 hours on a free stream yard to stream per month. So I can't do too much. I can't even do 2 hours a day for Christ's sakes. That's how bad it is. I'm not paying for it. Doesn't warrant it. I'm reluctant to pay for software as it is. I mean, I really have to use it a lot for me to pay for it. Oh, for God's sakes, stuck to the desk again. Oh, my Xbox pad right next to it, so I don't want to spill it. I also don't want to be hitting my mic with everything. Because my mic's running through that rather than through the camera, it's a bit difficult. Feedback off my phone if I don't do it this way. I mean, I could try my Bluetooth headset, but I'm not sure my phone can keep up with the amount of power that will be used to run camera, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth. It's just not working too great. It doesn't like being overdone. Really does not like being overdone. Okay, so blue, 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 blue. Blue, 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 blue. Get that little white dot down there. And those little white dots down there. Did I get it all? I hope I got it all. Yeah, it looks like I got it from that one. Right, okay. 1, 2, 3, 5 left to do. And I'm not doing bad. I mean, I'm struggling a bit with my hands. And they're feeling like they don't want to work again. Which is not helping. And I really don't want to have to cut this short just because halfway through I can no longer paint. So, did I take my tablets? Did I take my tablets? I don't know why I'm asking you. You've got no idea. You see, pay attention to what you're doing. Otherwise, you end up messing. So, thoughts going through my head. Which, yeah, this feeling makes me think I might not have taken. Oh no, I did because I used milk to take it. I definitely took it. It's just not kicked in yet. Great. Come on, you buggers, kick in. I know I get a little bit lethargic and a little bit slow, but steadies my arms, my hands at least. It's supposed to be up early in the morning as well. Not quite sure how well that's going to go. Awesome. That's the blue bit's done on that one. Both sides? Did I get both sides? Yeah, nearly. See, this is why I go back and double check just to make sure we got everywhere. All the angles. Lots of cleaning up to do, but we can come back and do that later. That's not a problem. Not a problem at all. Okay, so let's wash you off a minute, because I'll have to come back to you in a minute. Wow, that's a lot of water on there. See how that just expanded? Okay. So now, what we wish to do is brighten up that. Where's the brush I was going to use as a new dry brush? There it is, because it's absolutely naffed now. Well, not absolutely naffed, but it's well on its way to getting there. Where's? I don't even want to know where the blobs of water were coming from, but they were coming from somewhere. Okay. Tiny little bit of ivory. Rub the majority of it off. And then over this bit, just very lightly. Try and pick out some of the larger raised areas. So you want to keep a lot of that deep dark tonage. But I also want to bring out the bits that would still catch the light. So how's that looking? Let's get it up under that camera so we can actually see. So that's looking better. It's not as all out brown as that one. Because that one's very brown. That one's got a much lighter tone to it. Doesn't help that this is a very bright daylight bulb underneath it, but you're still getting some of the darker tones in there. We'll have to take a picture to do that properly, I think. But still, seems to be working the way I want it to, so I'm happy. I'm happy. Very light dry brush. Just again to bring out those raised areas. Stop it looking quite so brown and that's a bit better. His eye ridge is showing up a bit more. Top of his fod showing out as well. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's quite nice actually. That is quite nice. Don't wash and brush out in your coffee. That is a really bad idea. I mean, I've done it more than once, so I should know better by now to even go near it. But hey, to have done it more than once means I didn't learn my lesson the first time. Right, so that's all that done. Now, you're not going with the skull on you. Where's one with the skull on you? There's one with the skull. Very little bit of paint on that. It's a tiny, tiny amount. rubbing off on 90% of it anyway, so the thing is dry. And then I may have rubbed actually too much off on that one. That's what this blue glue's good for. You can actually see how much paint is left on it. Just bring that up a little bit more. Just a little bit more. It's a little too brown for my liking, is that? Where's my actual... Aha! There's my actual dry brush. I never had one. Just don't tend to use it that often. It's a little bit on the big side. Right, in this case, it might be just what I need. I'm just not getting there quite right. Let's try that. Ah, no. No, definitely needs to be drier than that. Well, that's not just. I can see better if I actually bring it up to the. If we could ever actually line it up to the camera correctly. No, focus. Focus on here. Come on. And don't let. It'll do. It's nowhere near as brown as that one. Can I actually get them in? If we can line it up right. I can never line these things up right. Where's my camera? There's my camera. There we go. Ah, I see. One's really brown, one's a little duller now. That's better. So let's go get that brown one. Let's bring out that skull a little bit more. There we go. Why are you struggling to focus? Stop struggling to look. There you go, look. How much? I give up. Stupid bloody camera won't focus. So let's see. This paper towel is going to be absolutely saturated just by wiping off water. Always does end up that way. Dink, 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 dink. Dink, dink, dink. No, no, that's not what I wanted to do. That's really not what I do. Dink, 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 dink. No. Ah, crap, I'm losing what I'm doing. I'm losing track of what I'm doing. Alright, so. Do I want to go through all the vents to do the blue again? Well, I mean, what is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 on the back of that one, which means there's going to be 5 on the back of this one as well, because I've got two across. Where am I going to put it? There, that'll do. So I've got two of them, each with 5 vents on. Pardon me. Now these ones have 6 on that side. Plus what I suppose is technically a very big one there. And then well, my finger wet. That's alright. And then what's accustomed to be more of a standard vent, or the slotted kind. I know I've got a lot of silver to do on that one, a lot of blue to do on that one. I've still got to see if I'm gonna do the. I don't know if you can do hazard stripes, chevrons. Not freehand anyway. Chevrons freehand is difficult. But do I want to put chevrons on anything? I'm gonna go with no for now, mainly because I'd rather do a template than I'd rather do a template than just do it outright like that. So I'm going to do a tester. I'm going to take one of these that hasn't been done with the white, and I'm going to see how well the blue speed paint goes over it with just silver. And you see that goes over all right actually. So right, yeah, we don't have to do that bit white. I can just get away with silver. Gives it a slightly different look. Still gives me the slight glow that I want. So is it going to be too much? I'm not sure if it's going to be too much blue on the blue silo. Like that started on the great big silo yet, which is essentially a floor splitter. Average floor being about 5 inches difference between each one. So I've not started on that yet. And you really need to do the legs and the other parts to it. The bits that go around surrounding it and then make up the actual structure itself. So for now I'm just do the peripherals. The bits that will stand alone and either be majority of it will be floor based, or in some cases it will be stacked onto other things to give higher line of sight blocks. Obviously once you put this on something bigger, it makes the overall structure bigger. See, does that stand out well enough? Helps me bring it into line. Ah, yeah, that does. Wow. Also means it looks like I've got a really funny nose on the other camera, but yeah, those blues do actually stand out. That's good. That's good. But is it going to be too much on this one? Do I want to try a bit of a different colour? Clean your brush. Always clean your brush. Dab it off. What size is this one anyway? Oh, this is my standard 4. Okay. And of course, all the other paints that I wish to use have dried up because I've not been using them. So let's shake up the red. Red and blue usually go quite well together, I think. Or I like it anyway, so since it's my painting, I get to do whatever the hell I want. Even if it does make it look absolutely hideous at the end. You can always go back and change it. Always redo it if you need to. Let's see if red goes over these okay. Oh, red covers on these nicely. It does a much better job than I thought it was going to do. Better job than the blue did. I think in this case I'm actually going to have to do the rim. Ooh. Make sure we get that rim nice and red. Nobody sound clip that, please. So let's see. Yeah, that stands out. That stands out definitely compared to the silver side. Yay! I'm going to stick with red for that one. I don't want them all looking too uniform, but I want to at least have some degree of uniformity to it, so they all do blend together. When they're on the table, they don't look out of place. But at least that way, this piece is going to stand out a little bit more than the other two. Stick on a different floor or something like that. So now that I've done that, let's have a quick comparison and make sure that my good sable hairbrush remains in decent condition. Really need to find the cap for it though. So let's move a couple of things a moment so I can look and see how far I've come with this thing. So, whoa, don't do that. Don't do that. So that's something that I've just primed. No painting on it at all, just pure black prime. And then that is the thing that I've been painting. So will this actually fit onto? It will, but you're going to be a pain. So let's put you underneath so you can line up. There-ish. Okay. Now, so you like that. Whoa. You like that. Okay. can add that back up to stream and move that one over to there again. Thank you. In fact, I'm going to remove that one just so I don't blind you all. And that means I can put that up to the solo layout. There we go. So this is where we've got up to so far. See, that's standard black. Just plain old normal black. And we have silo, plasma generator, including little lights, eyes. So yeah, these little bits, I'm not too sure whether or not I should end up going over them again or not. There's the green one that goes alongside it. Let's turn it around a bit so we can, obviously I've done the little skull there at the bottom for that one. So I'm not doing too badly so far. Taking it from basically a matte black up to that, essentially. You can see my camera's actually struggling to pick out because of that skull. Is different tones, different. Yeah, there's quite a lot going on there. Now, and this part of it was to come on. Just like that section there. See? No, I'm going to have to re-go over all them because that's supposed to be white, and it really doesn't like doing it, does it? Yeah, they're supposed to be white, but my camera's really not helping. The yellow lights have turned out okay. And that glowy red eye is... It needs something else on it. I'm not sure what. It definitely needs something else on it. But yeah, I'm happy with the blue vents on the green, as well as all the little brass things. And yeah, definitely those more red vents on the blue one. Help that stand out a little bit more as well. So all in all, I think I'm doing all right. Even if I do say so myself, makes me sound a little bit big-headed, I know. Is my phone actually charging to any ridiculously good degree? I don't know. Yes, it is fast charging, so it should hold up for at least a couple more minutes, which is good because it's been like 3 hours and I've been sat here on my own talking to myself. Well, not talking to myself, obviously people have been coming in and chatting away with me. But yeah, been me for 3 hours. I do my own editing, to be quite honest, so yeah. That I believe, because my hands are starting to get a bit, my shoulders are getting a bit tensed up and not wanting to paint anymore. So that I believe I will call it quits for tonight. I've got a lot more done than I realised I was going to, and it's actually looking pretty good, even if I do say so myself. Now, I've not gone through the backside actually either. Oh dear. That needs cleaned up with silver. But yeah, the backside as well on these, which is being blocked by that. Cute. So there is bits of brass on there, as well as filling in all the blue. Now I've got these vents and these vents, which I will also be doing blue, but they're going to require pushing in the ivory back into it and then blue coating over the top, just so I can make sure it's nice and bright at the points that I need it to be. But yeah, my hands are getting a bit weirdy tonight now, so yeah, that will be me for this evening. I will be calling it quits now. Thank you very much for everybody who came to view tonight and anyone who views in the future. I do enjoy doing this as it's my hobby, but having people to come and talk to you while I'm doing it is absolutely brilliant. So thank you all very much and enjoy your evening. See you later.